Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So last session we discussed about the OIG configurations, right? So similarly, today let start with schedulers. So today topic, let's start with scheduler. Okay. So scheduler is also one OIG service. Scheduler is also one OIG service. Scheduler is also one OIG service. Okay. And the basic question they will ask, like if you attend any interview, the basic question they will ask, can you please explain about scheduler? This is the basic question, right? So generally I will tell the definition for the scheduler. Scheduler is used for running a particular piece of code. I can say running a particular piece of code at a regular intervals, at a regular intervals at a regular intervals, where we have a cron expression where we have cron expression so we'll mention the time interval in the cron expression. We'll mention the time intervals. We'll mention time intervals which we wanted to run which we wanted to run time intervals which we wanted to run a piece of code. And I would say we will override we will override we will override thread run method. We will override a thread run method. And I can say, and we will override a run method, and then we can run the scheduler. We can deploy the bundle. I can say we can deploy the bundle, and we can start using the bundle. We can start using the scheduler. We can using the scheduler start using the scheduler. So this is the thing actually. So if anyone will ask like what is scheduler, so scheduler is used for running a piece of code at regular interval times, where we have the cron expression. We'll mention the time intervals which wanted to run a piece of code. We will override the thread run method, and we can deploy the bundle, and we can start using the scheduler. So here the important thing is, what is cron expression? What is cron expression? So generally cron expression meaning, so the time interval. So at what time you want to schedule the scheduler. That is the where the time interval you can mention by using the cron expression. Where you can mention the cron expression. So generally that I will show you on like how you can take the cron expressions. I will show you that one. You can get some idea. So generally, which is in the symbols are like asterisk symbols. I would like to take. So the cron expression, it should be like this. Okay. So meaning it should be like this. So the time it will be start with this is in the format of seconds, and this is in the format of minutes, and this is in the format of hours, and this is in the format of day of the month. This is day of the month. Day of the month. Okay, and this is day of the week. This is day of the week, and this is year. this is year, this is year. Okay, so similarly, for example, this is the cron expression, right? For example, also by default, if you mention like this, so the scheduler will execute every second. So the by default, the scheduler will execute every second. Okay, so generally, if you want to, the time also I will mention here. So the generally, we can mention the time seconds from 0 to 59 seconds, and here the minutes also you can mention 0 to 59 minutes, and hours you can mention 0 to 23 hours, and days you can mention 1 to 31, 1 to 31 you can mention like this, and after that you can mention weeks, weeks per month, day of the week. This is the and here day of the week 1 to 7, 1 to 7, 1 to 7. Here we'll be having month also. Can mention month also. Month we have 1 to 12, 1 to 12 months, and day of the week 1 to 7, and year. So normally year you can take so current year we are in 2024, right? So like this generally. So similarly, if you mention the cron expression like this, then what does it mean? So the our scheduler will execute every second. No, I don't want to execute every second. I want to execute every 5 seconds. So at the time, so in place of seconds, this is the second space, minute place, hour space. Okay, this is the day of the month, and this is the day of the week, and like this is the year. This is the year. Okay, so for example, if I want to execute every 5 seconds my cron expression, so simply I can mention by using like this. So 5 meaning every 5 seconds I need to execute my cron expression. So star, 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 star like this. If you mention question mark meaning this is optional. This is optional. Okay. So like this, for example, if you want to execute our scheduler for every 5 minutes, then here simply you can mention with every 5 minutes. If you want to execute every 5 hours, for every 5 hours, then you can mention with 0 by 5, 0 by 5. Okay, so actually there are multiple websites. So for taking the cron expression and for understanding the cron expression, there are multiple websites. So I will tell you those websites. So simply you can go to the your Chrome, and then simply you can look for cron expressions, cron expression generator, then you can easily find out. So generally cron expression generator, okay, you can look that one. And so these many websites are available. You can go anyone. So in my case, I'm going through it. Cron expression generator. And now you guys observe. So by default, it will execute. If I mention, it will execute every second. I don't want to execute every second, and I want to execute every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds. Then you can observe. You can see it will execute every 5 seconds. And I don't want execute every 5 seconds. I want to execute every 5 minutes. So it will be execute every 5 minutes. It will be execute every 5 minutes. Okay. So generally the thing is you can come here. This is the meaning actually. Okay, if you mention like this, it will execute every hour, and if you mention like this, it will execute every minute. And so whatever the time interval when you want to execute the cron expression, when you want to execute the scheduler. So in the cron expression itself, we will mention the time intervals. According to that, our scheduler will execute. According to that, our scheduler will execute. So this is the basic scenario. So cron expressions, and if you want to know about the cron expressions, simply you can come to the Chrome and you can look for the cron expression generator. Cron expression generator. cron expression generator. You can go with other website also, cron maker. Okay, there also can get how to make the cron expression. You can get the so minutes, day. So for example, if I want to every every 5 minutes I want to execute. So if I mention every 5 minutes, then it will generate the cron expression. So this is the cron expression. Generate. It will give the cron expression. For example, if I want to mm, hourly, if I want to execute hourly, the time whenever you want. So simply you can use the websites, and that you can mention generate, and it will give the cron expression, and this cron expression we will use in our configurations. This cron expression we will use in our configuration. So if you go with the, like, if anyone will ask about the questions on the scheduler, so the compulsory they will ask about the questions about the cron expression. So for running the scheduler, cron expression is the mandatory thing. So cron expression is the thing where you can mention the time intervals. We can mention the time intervals when we want to run the scheduler. When we want to run the scheduler. So this is all about cron expression. Okay, so generally, okay, so this is the next thing is we can create the scheduler in two ways. We can create the scheduler in two ways. Okay, so first one is whiteboard pattern, whiteboard pattern, and second one is using scheduler API, using scheduler API. Okay, so both the things is the same purpose, but whiteboard pattern is the this is the old technique actually, and currently everyone is using the scheduler API. Scheduler API. Okay, so again, so normally scheduler is the thread, right? So generally we have the in Java threads concept. So if you want to create the custom thread, and by default thread is the main thread. Okay, if you want to create the custom thread, if in Java I am telling, if you want to create custom threads, if you want to create the custom thread, so we can create the custom thread in two ways. So first way is by using by using first way is by using thread class. By using thread class, this is the custom class. If you want to create the custom thread, you can create the custom thread in two ways. First one is by using the thread class is the one way, and the second way is by using runnable interface. By using second way is by using runnable interface. So the question they will ask is runnable interface. So the question they will ask is, so at the time of creating the scheduler, we can create the thread in two ways. One is by using the thread class, and second one by using the runnable interface. Then among those, which one is the recommended one? Which one is the recommended one? Meaning interface is the recommended one. Interface is the recommended one. Why? Because so if you go with the thread class approach, if any you want to change, if you want to implement anything in the future, we cannot implement in case of thread class. We cannot extend any properties in case of thread class. Okay, but in case of runnable interface, that is possible. That is possible. So that is the reason by using runnable interface is the recommended approach. By using runnable interface is the recommended approach. So thread class thread by using thread by creating thread custom thread, the by using thread class is not at all recommended. Runnable interface is the recommended approach. Runnable interface is the recommended approach. Okay, fine, very good. So now at the time of creating the scheduler, we will use the runnable interface. That is the one thing. And second thing is, Okay. Okay, this is clear. For example, now if I want to create any scheduler, if I take the class name, any class name, for example, if I take the class name as the demo, class name as the demo, and I will, demo is the normal Java class. I will convert this demo class as the thread. How could I convert? So I can convert by using runnable interface. So that is the interface, right? If I want to inherit the implement interface, we should use the implements keyword and runnable class. Okay, and from here to here, this is the scope of runnable. And runnable is the interface. This interface is having only one method, that is the run method. That is the run method. So you should override the run method. You should override the run method. You should override the run method. Okay, this is okay, clear. And now what I said, actually what I told you, OECA is also scheduler is also one service, right? Now normally this you can convert into the component. This you can convert it into the component, and later you can convert into the service. Later you can convert into the service. Service equal to their interface name, you can pass here. Interface name you can pass here, runnable dot class. So after remaining thing, all things are the same. All things are the same, like immediate equal to true, equal to enabled equal to true, immediate equal to true. All things are the same. Only the thing you can understand, demo is the thread, and I am overriding. I am taking the runnable interface, and this is the only the recommended approach, and I am converting this into the component. Later I am converting it to the service. At the time of taking the service, I am using the runnable interface. Runnable interface. Okay, so today what we will do here, we are creating the scheduler by using the scheduler API. So generally, what is scheduler API meaning? So scheduler API is also one of the predefined class actually. Okay, in that predefined classes in core Java, what we did generally, if you want to use any predefined classes, so simply you can import those classes, and then we did use, right? So similarly here also, scheduler is also a predefined class. In that we have some predefined methods. We will use those predefined methods, and then through that we can write the scheduler. So this is the actual thing we will do. Okay, so scheduler is also predefined class. At the time of writing the scheduler, we use the scheduler predefined class, and then we will write the scheduler. We will write the scheduler. Okay, so normally I will write the scheduler, and then so generally I will show you how to write the scheduler and all. Generally, the thing how to remember the psychologically, the purpose of scheduler is, for example, you can take the Hindu newspaper like the Times of India or anything. So if you want to, you can assume you have created the multiple pages. So which might be the articles, you have created multiple pages. So after one day, so all articles got expired. Then you can unpublish all the pages by using the scheduler. Okay, you can publish the pages by using the scheduler also. Are you guys clear with my point? So if you want to unpublish the pages, you can possible. That is possible by using the scheduler. If you want to publish the pages, for example, everybody the YouTube, right? For example, I made one video right now. If I want to publish the video at 12 o'clock today night, then that is possible. So in the YouTube, we have the scheduler option, meaning you can scheduler. There you can mention the timings. According to the timings, my video will publish. Okay, so similarly, like if you want to, if you take the Flipkart and Amazon, so at the time of festival seasons, they will run some offers, right? So big billion days. So what they are mentioning, like some prices will drop, right? They will only 5 minutes. They will give the price drop. After 5 minutes, gradually the prices increase. Gradually increases the prices. Okay, so these all are we can achieve by using the scheduler. For example, if you take the hotels, and so generally, if you like you can update the daily the prices and all, so it will be automatically updated on the website by using the scheduler only. So these all are the things you can consider with examples comes under the category of schedulers. Okay, price drops and publishing the content, everything, publishing the content and unpublish the pages, publish the pages and publish the videos. So these all you can manage by using the scheduler. Scheduler meaning a particular job, a piece of code you want to execute a, a time, a specific time. So that the specific time you can mention in the cron expression. That is specific time you can mention in the cron expression. Okay. Okay, fine. So now you guys get the clarity, like what does it mean by how we are creating the thread. So we are creating the custom thread. So now demo will be acting as a custom thread. Custom thread. Why? Because we are inheriting a predefined runnable thread class. So why only thread? So custom thread you can create in two ways, by using the thread class is the one way. Second way is by using the runnable interface. But among those two ways, second way is the recommended. Why? Because that is the interface. Okay, this is clear. And next, scheduler is the one predefined class, and we will use the predefined class, and then from that we will override the methods. We will use some methods. Okay, that is clear. And after that, so I will suggest you at the time of scheduler, you can go with scheduler. You can refer this blog also, AEM scheduler. You can go through that. So you can see the scheduler is used to trigger an activity at a particular or period of time. Okay, so scheduler can be created in two ways: a whiteboard pattern, and second one is the scheduler API. Scheduler API. So when you have the spare time, you can go through it also. You can go through it also. Okay, and these are the methods are also important. What is the first method? Schedule method. Schedule method is this is the scheduler interface, like whatever the methods we are using this reference, right? These are the methods coming from scheduler interface. Okay, so first one is the schedule method. The purpose of the schedule method: schedule a job based on the name. Okay, next we have the expression. Expression is the method, and schedule a job based on the expression. Based on the expression. Next, unschedule. Okay, remove the schedule job from the on name. So these are the scheduled at time. You can mention the time. Scheduled at, you can mention the day. So based on that, these methods are coming from the scheduler interface. Okay, we are using, this is the predefined one. We are using that the scheduler interface by using at the rate reference annotation. At the rate reference annotation. Okay, fine. Now I will simply, so here I will take the class name as content publication class. So in your case, you can take demo anything. So in my case, I am taking content publication, content, content expiry date. Like that, I will take the class name. Okay, in your case, you can take demo, test, anything. Okay, so I will go to my code base. This is, so in your case, you have also scheduler package. If not, you can create. Okay, so after that, take a class. The class name is, I'm taking content expiry date. Content expiry date. This is my class actually. Content expiry date. Okay. So now this normal. This is the normal Java normal class. This is I am converting into the thread. Implements runnable. Implements runnable. Okay. So when I'm implementing runnable interface, then it is throwing, you can click on the bulb and you should override the unimplemented methods. So runnable interface is the predefined one. It have only one method, that is the run method. can override that run method. This is the run method. Okay, and after that, so this is the, we should annotate with at the rate component. Okay, and then later you can convert into the service, and here you should mention with the runnable dot class, runnable dot class. Okay, later should mention with this, should import service equal to runnable dot class. Okay, after that enabled equal to true, and next thing is immediate equal to true, immediate equal to true. Okay, fine. This is clear. Now this is the basic skeleton for backend. Yeah, this is the basic skeleton. Now after that, I will take the methods like activate, public activate. The method name is the method don't want to return anything. Public activate. Okay, and then here I would mention. Okay, so similarly this method I can annotate with activate. Similarly I can take with public void deactivate also, public void deactivate. Okay, so here I can annotate with deactivate, and similarly I can take with public void modified, and this is normal method actually, and here I can annotate with at the rate modified, at the rate modified. Okay, okay, fine. So we created the thread, and scheduler you can create in two ways. We are going with second approach, that is the at the rate scheduler interface. So if you want to use the predefined one, how you can use, they have the annotation, that is the reference, and scheduler interface name scheduler, and this is the interface generally scheduler, and you have to use this one, second one you have to use, and this is the interface, and then you can give the object name. Okay, so after that here I will take one custom method, a custom method I would like to take public void update, expiry dates. The method name you can take anything, update expiry date, or mm, update expiry dates. The method name like this I am taking, and from here to here, this is the normal method, right? So this is skeleton already we did in the last session. So okay, fine. Now I will take the configurations, whatever the cron expression we have. I don't want to take as hard coding. Okay, so I want to take those expressions from the dynamically. If I want to take the values dynamically, then we have the concept, that is the dynamic configurations, right? So in case of scheduler also, I will go with the dynamic configurations. So for that purpose, simply I will take one configuration class. Okay, so my configuration class I am mentioning with content configuration. Okay, content configuration I am mentioning. Okay, and here I will take the names which are like string scheduler name. I can take scheduler name. Few of the properties I'm taking. Okay, so at few of the properties I'm taking. So generally, scheduler name is the one property, and similarly, public string here I would like to take scheduler expression. Scheduler expression. Okay, and similarly, I will take with public mm, boolean scheduler concurrent. Concurrent. So boolean I can mention scheduler concurrent. Scheduler boolean. You can mention with boolean scheduler concurrent. Okay, concurrent. Okay, like this I mentioned. Okay, similarly, I will take a public boolean enabled. Public boolean enabled. 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 Okay. So these are the, I would say, the methods, and it will be treated. These are the properties. These properties I am make as the dynamically by using at the rate attribute definition. Attribute definition is the annotation, and through that we can make our properties as the dynamically. So the same thing, I will use the attribute definition annotation, and so here I will take the required properties. Those are like name equal to name equal to. So here I would like to mention mm, some scheduler name. Scheduler name I would like to mention, and next description. So here should import that one. Attribute definition. Okay, now you can take the mandatory, I would say, recommended attributes. The recommended attributes are scheduler name is the one recommended attribute. Here I am taking the scheduler name, and similarly I would like to take some description. Description is, you can mention the description about the scheduler name. About scheduler name. Okay. So similarly, next you can mention with our description name, and similarly, like whatever however you did written the dynamic configuration yesterday, so like that. And the default values you can pass in two ways. So first way, you can pass the default values here, and directly here also can pass. For example, if you click for the default value, then you can get the default value. For example, here I am giving some mm, content expiry date. Okay. And this is the one way, and the second way is you can directly can give here also. That is also second approach. So default values you can give in 2 days. Okay, fine. Now as of now, what I will do, simply I am copying that one, and I will paste remaining all. Here also I will paste remaining all, and so simply I can change the name. This is the scheduler expression. I will change into scheduler expression. Okay, and description also I can change. Scheduler expression. Similarly, here also the default value for the scheduler expression. I will mention the default value for the scheduler expression should be I want to execute for every 5 seconds actually. So if I want to execute every 5 seconds, then I can mention the cron expression like this. I would say star and then 5, meaning every 5 seconds I want to execute. So up to that, I can mention with mm, 1, 2, 3. So like that I am mentioning, okay? Like that, this is the default value. Okay, so after that, similarly, here the default value is concurrent. So concurrent default value is the false one. So I'm taking the default one is false. The default one is I'm taking as the false. Okay, default one is I'm taking as the false. Okay, default value equal to, okay, so the default value you can take here. So the default value you can take as the false. Default value you can take as the false. Okay, it's 0. And default value is the attribute. So two ways you can mention. One is here is the one approach, and the second one is, so here you can annotate with object class definition. Object class definition you can annotate with object class definition. Here also you can mention with the name and description. Name equal to, you can mention with mm, I'm mentioning the class name only. Okay, here you can mention with your class name. Okay, and then here you can mention the description. So about the content, simple message I am displaying. Okay, fine. And then after the thing is default. You can remove this access specifier and then you can try with the default value that is false. The default value that you can mention with false. That you can mention with false actually. Not default. Default, not a default value. Only mention default, not default value. Okay. Okay, fine. So here also you can mention with the default one is true. You can mention default one is true. Similarly, here also you can mention with not default value. You can mention with default only. Default only. You can take. You can pass the default value here. So here, if you want to pass here, you should declare with the default. And if you want to mention in attribute, then you can take the default value. Then you can take with the default value. Okay, object class definition is the I am annotating with the content configuration class, and with that through that I can read the values dynamically. Through that I can read the values dynamically. Okay, now from this I'm reading the values. Simply I can go with content expiry date, and here I will take the method expiry date. Is the method. This is the normal method. You can take any name in your case. Okay, so we are using the scheduler interface, right? So from that scheduler interface, so initially we will use scheduler interface. So by using the scheduler interface, generally by using that scheduler interface, we will take two methods actually. The two methods are, we can come here and take scheduler, take this one, scheduler interface. That is only about scheduler interface, and I am using that one. And here two methods I'm using two methods. One is the scheduler expression, and the second method is the scheduler dot schedule. So in that scheduler dot schedule, here I will mention this dot, this dot. Okay, this one I will mention. This is the one method I am using from the scheduler interface, and the second method I am using, that is scheduler dot expressions. So scheduler dot expression is the method which is coming from the scheduler interface. This method is expecting some inputs. Like here we will author the data and we configure the data, so that the latest data we are give as the input. We pass as the parameters. So scheduler dot expression is the method. It is expecting some inputs. It is expecting the cron expression. So how I am giving the whatever the latest values I am authored here, that latest values I should pass here. So for that purpose, what should I do? I should create the relation between dynamic configuration and current class. So how could I create? At the rate designate, at the rate designate, okay, and after that you can mention with OCD equal to class name. Class name. You can copy the class name, come here, simply paste here. So with that, I have created successfully making the relation between two dynamic configuration and normal class. Okay, I can save this one. Now the same, this I will pass as a input. So here in this class we will give the, we author the dynamic values. That dynamic values we are passing as a input, input to all methods which are like activate method I am passing as the input, content configuration, and so configuration name I am mentioning, I am copying that name, and the latest values having here the latest value, configuration object holding the latest values. That latest values I am passing to all methods, to all methods. Modified method I am passing. So similarly for this also I will pass the latest values, latest values. So here, so instead of null I am telling scheduler dot schedule configurations, configurations. Okay, scheduler dot schedule configurations, meaning this is the object the tool will see. Okay, fine. Now here it is expecting latest values. So how I am giving the latest values? Simply you can use the object, that is the configuration dot scheduler expressions, schedulers expressions. So here I will author, I will give the dynamic values. So through that I am taking the values, that values I am giving to this method. I am giving to this method. Okay. Okay. And then this is the statement, the meaning, this method is coming from a interface, and this interface, this method is expecting the dynamic values, That dynamic values I am giving in this method, and that method I am giving as a input to this method. So that is the meaning of it. And then here I am storing the entire thing in one object, that is options. And that options data type is class name. Class name is, I can say, scheduler. Options is the object reference variable name, and then scheduler options. This you have to select this one. You have to select that one. Okay, so after that, okay, so by using these options, we can give the options dot. You can give the name, scheduler name. You can give run concurrent is one thing. Run concurrent. So by default, options dot can run concurrently, meaning no two threads run at a time. No two threads run at a time. And after that, you can use options dot name. Name also. So this is the name. Schedule options. You can select that one. Here you can pass scheduler name. Scheduler name can pass options dot. We have the option that is config get class name, and after that we have the thing is name. Okay, so this is the method. From that method, the scheduler name also we authored, so that name also you can get by using the object, the latest value. You can get the latest value. So I'm getting the latest value by using the object. You can copy that object dot scheduler name. You have to give like that. You have to give like that. Okay, and now you can pass the latest object here. You can pass the latest object here. Scheduler dot this dot options. Okay. Okay, fine. Now I want to execute this condition, enter the condition when I will give the when the my scheduler is able, meaning when my scheduler is able, meaning when I pass the latest values, then only then only I will then only I will mention this is the if block, and inside I am passing here, and here I am mentioning the condition. The condition is when I pass the latest values. When I pass the latest values, then only this logic should execute. Then only this logic should execute. Mean then only my scheduler will start. If not, you can use the else block. So here you can mention, you can remove the scheduler. You can remove the scheduler dot and unscheduled, and here you can mention configurations dot scheduler name. So what does it mean generally? So when I pass the latest values, the if my latest values enable, then only my logic should execute. Then only my scheduler will start. If not, my scheduler will remove. If not, my scheduler will remove. So this is the thing. And So this method I will copy from here, and then I will go here, and then here I will mention that method I should pass inside the activate. So I update expiry dates, and then the object you can pass here. Object you can pass here. Okay, so I'm passing object here. Okay, similarly, the same method I am passing in remaining three methods also, like deactivate, and we have modified, and here inside run configurations I will pass some logger files also mandatory. So logger file which is used to track the methods are working fine or not, so you should create the logger file also. So logger is the tool. So private static final and logger, so which is coming from logger slf4j. You should import the package org.log slf4j equal to logger factory, logger factory, logger factory, which is coming from the slf4j only. You can import that one, and then get logger. Okay, now you can mention the class name here. You can mention class name. I'm copying the class, and here I will mention dot class, and then okay, and then okay. So by using this log, I want to display I want to display some message which is like info, the method info, and here I would like to display some message. I want to display here the messages which is generally content expiry date, content expiry date, mm, run method executing, run method executing. So this is the thing, and then so this is the scheduler we have created. So generally what we here happens, we are giving the dynamic configurations. Generally we are giving the cron expression by using the dynamic values, and that data we are storing in this object. This object we are passing as the parameter to all the methods. Those are like activate, deactivate, modified. Okay, we are passing as the parameters. We are passing as the parameters. We are passing as the parameters. Okay, so this is the basic program. We'll deploy this one, and then we'll check like whether it is print or not. Okay, so generally this is the basic program. Now for this you can create a logger, or if not, by default we can observe in the error.logs. Okay, so now what I will do, simply I can deploy this one. So you can open, I will open my project. I will open my AEM author instance. I can open my AEM, and simply I can deploy my project into the AEM server, and after that we'll see like our scheduler is working fine now. So this is the simple scheduler. So like this, so based on the requirement, we write the multiple schedulers. Like this, you can write the multiple schedulers. Okay. Let's see how it works and all. So you can go to this document also, you can get the clarity. These methods are coming from the scheduler interface. Okay, so scheduler interface is the predefined one, and from that we are using some of the methods. Like schedule method you use it as of now, and expressing these two methods you use it. These three methods you use it as of now. So generally we will use, like based on the requirement, we will use remaining methods also. These seven methods are coming from the scheduler interface. So whatever the scheduler we created so far, the scheduler also we created by using the scheduler interface. These are the methods coming from the scheduler interface. You can go with this block, you can get the idea. Okay, the same thing they also write the program. Uh, they are taking the data from the configurations, and that the data we are passing as a object into every method, and through that whatever the requirement, so what we read the scheduler here, based on our scheduler name, our scheduler will execute, okay. Then this we will deploy, and then we'll see. I will deploy this one, and then we'll see. Simply I can open my project, and here I want to deploy the entire, and then command is maven install minus const. Maven is minus okay. So the thing is, so if you want to display the logs, the scheduler logs, you can create your own log. You can create your own log. Every class is interlinked with guys, so you have to practice multiple times. So today class is completely depends on the previous class. Okay, so if you understand how to read the values by configurations, so if you did the yesterday assignment, so today topic is also easy actually. So there from today also we are reading the values from the uh, dynamically. Okay, so that dynamic data we are passing two different methods like activate, deactivate, and update method is normal method. We are passing there, and we are doing some operation, and we are printing those. We are printing those. Okay. See if it will deployed or not. After deployment is done, you can you can do configurations by using the class name. Whatever the class name you have given there, you can use that class name, and you can find out the dynamic configurations.
Build success, you can go configurations, tools, next operations, web console, then go with the OIGA configurations. Click on that. Now you can look with your class name. So our class name content expiry content. So the class name given some name, right? Content configuration. This is the class name, right? You can go with content configuration. So you can take this name, content configuration. You can go that content configuration. You can look for content configuration. So this is here. Click on that. New configurations will come. This is the default one, right? These are the default one. Okay, so now I will mention some scheduler name, which is some. mm, I would like to mention some other name, some hotel. mm, I will mention scheduler name, that is search. I will mention search scheduler. Okay, and then you should enable this one. Okay, both you can enable and then click on save. Okay, so by default, if you not created any log, you can go with the log support, and then you can observe is there any log got created by using the scheduler package. No, there is no I would say a log not created by using the scheduler package. So if not created, so by default all the logs will be available in the log file. Okay, now you can go to the log files. So log files, you can go to your AEM and author, kickstart, logs, error.log, search scheduler. Search scheduler. Search scheduler content expiry date is executing, right? Now, if you observe here, every 5 seconds my scheduler will trigger. Okay, so generally, for example, again I will open error.log. If you go scroll down, this scheduler, this error.log I will open through Visual Studio. scheduler is executing, but actual our requirement is the scheduler has to execute every 5 seconds. That is actual our requirement. Okay, so I will go to again OGA configurations. Again OGA configurations, and I can look for my configurations, content configuration. So here my cron expression, I will go to the Chrome. Okay, I will go to my cron expression generator, and there I can go, or else I can use mm, mm, mm. Here if I pause that one, so it will execute every 5 seconds, right? Every 2 seconds I will take every 2 seconds. Okay, I can cut this expression and I can go to there, Adobe Experience Manager. Here I can give every 2 seconds. So my scheduler has to execute every 2 seconds. That is actual my requirement. That is actual my requirement. Okay. I can save this one. Here I can change with any other name. Mm, Portal Raju. I am giving some name. That is Portal Raju, like that I am giving. Okay. I am saving that one. Now I can go to my logs, uh, which is executing. But actually our requirement is the scheduler has to execute every 2 seconds. The scheduler has to execute every 2 seconds. So that is actual our thing. Three times total Razu is available, and then okay. Now what we will do? We will create one logger file. Okay, so for that class we will create one logger file, and we can track like the scheduler is executing for 2 minutes every 2 seconds or not. Okay, so I am taking uh, some expiry date. I am mentioning some expiry date, expiry content expiry date, content expiry date. I am giving content expiry date dot log. Okay, fine. And here I am giving the path, which is generally I'm copying the path demo dot code dot next schedulers. Schedulers dot where is our actual which is executing actually, which is executing, but actually our task scheduler dot, you can come here, task, content expiry date, right? Can reload, add no logger, and here you can mention name, that is content expiry, or else you can mention content expiry. Okay, here you can mention the path. You can copy this path, for schedulers. So I'm selecting this package, okay. So schedulers, I am dot. Is there any name with content? There is no. There is no name. Now what I will do, core dot. Next one is I can take with the scheduler as the package. So I can take with the schedulers package. I'm selecting the schedulers package, okay. I click on it and then I'm saving that one. I'm saving that one and then again I'm opening OSG configuration. Opening configuration. Here I can look for the demo configuration. So that is also triggered. If you want to stop the scheduler, then what you will do, you can come here, you can uncheck that one. Then that scheduler won't execute. Okay. Save. Save. If you click on one time save, then it will be saved. Okay. Now you can go to your AEM, other mode, kickstart, logs, content expiry.log. You can open this one by using Visual Studio. So these are the values who are coming, right? So I would say the time is 5:22, right? Content expiry. The demo class is running. Not demo class. This is actual demo class, not demo class. So you can stop the demo class configurations. Look for demo class configurations. Click on demo configurations. Remove this expression and then you can save. Okay. Now you can open OSGA configurations. Look for content configurations. So actually the requirement is however the cron expressions we should give. So similarly the our scheduler also will execute. So if I give like 2 every 2 seconds, then the scheduler will be triggered every 2 seconds. If I mention like 5 seconds, my scheduler will trigger every 5 seconds. schedule by default demo is coming, but you can go with the default error logs. Okay, author and kickstart logs. You can go with the default error dot log. Now here you can check with hotel logs, hotel logs. So here in this default error log files, our scheduler is triggering actually. If you see here, hotel logs is triggering here. This one I can open with. I can open with Visual Studio. Now every 2 seconds the scheduler will be triggered. That is actual our requirement. We'll see if it's triggering or not. Okay. Hotel Razu, and the time is, if you see the time intervals, um, every 2 seconds or 3 seconds it is triggering. Okay. For example, if I come here, so it is printed. It is updating. It is updating every 5 seconds. It is updating. Hotel Razu. Okay. So generally, in your case, you can create your own log and that content. For example, if you see the line number 167, right? So every 2 seconds, by default, it is executing, but dynamically it is not showing. So it will when I'm go and coming, so it is updating. It is updating. Okay, but in my case I think my laptop might be slow, but in your case you can see visual also, you can see dynamically also. For example, if you see the line number is 2, meaning every 2 seconds it is triggering, the scheduler is triggering line number 194. And then in my, if I go outside and come inside the eclipse, so if you see it is triggering every 2 seconds, it is triggering. Hotel Razu is triggering every 2 seconds, it is triggering. Okay, so this is the scheduler actually. This is the scheduler. Okay, so in our case, we can create the logger file. So in our case, what happened generally, the logger, our whatever the class we have created, whatever the values we pass, so those values are coming default one. That is the error.log file. The values are coming in the default one. Okay, so this is the thing you have to do, and you have to display the values like this. Okay, you have to display the values like this. So this is all about scheduler. Okay, so that's it today, guys. So any questions, anyone?